Yo, this is the Scarcity Studios YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And our sponsors are Alpha Claims and Hire, Birmingham, the leading and best accident management company. Get a replacement car anywhere in 1 hour. I really appreciate you joining me today, and this story has just broken today. The main story is about the tonne of cocaine that has been seized at Dover in a joint operation by National Crime Agency and Police Scotland. There has also been arrests made in Essex and Glasgow following the seizure. Police estimate it to be worth £100 million if it had made it to the streets of the UK. And they have also connected it to Encrochat and the recent hacking of the messaging service that has resulted in a lot of new cases by the police. I did notice recently a lot of competitors are trying to fill that gap in the market by offering different types of communication. For example, different servers that are based in Russia, like Secure Sims on Instagram, and also are no longer dealing with messages, only phone calls now. So these encrypted messaging services have not disappeared completely, they're just reinventing themselves. The National Crime Agency has said in a statement that around a tonne of cocaine that was concealed in fruit has been seized at Dover. The discovery was made in the early hours on Tuesday, the 22nd of September, after specialist border force search team were brought in to assist officers. The drugs were discovered in pallets, which had arrived in Dover on a vessel from South America. Following the seizure, the National Crime Agency and Police Scotland moved in to arrest two men on suspicion of importing Class A drugs, a 40-year-old from Essex and a 64-year-old from Glasgow. Both were questioned and released under investigation. A number of searches have also been carried out in locations in Glasgow and Essex as the investigation continues. Police have revealed that it is part of Operation Venetic that has so far seen hundreds of arrests across the UK following the infiltration of the encrypted communication platform. NCA Director of Investigations Nikki Holland said, "This is a massive seizure of Class A drugs, made as a result of some excellent joint police work between NCA and Police Scotland and the OCP, the Organised Crime Partnership, and Border Force colleagues. This operation has prevented a massive amount of cocaine from making it to the streets, and once adulterated and sold on, they believe it could be worth up to 100 million. So they're predicting that it will be mixed and it would have been sold on to fund serious and organised crime. Their investigation into the attempted importation is continuing. And Angela McLaren, the Assistant Chief Constable of the Organised Crime and Counter-Terror Unit, this seizure is a massive setback for organised criminals. The operation and other recent ones with our partners, including the NCA, Border Force and SOC Task Force, working together to relentlessly pursue those that bring misery to Scotland and elsewhere in the world. The Organised Crime Partnership in Scotland is a covert investigation team comprising of officers and staff from Police Scotland and NCA that work to bring down big operations like this. So that means undercover officers covertly gathering information to take down big outfits that have operated across the UK. And as the pictures show, it's a massive seizure and very similar to one they caught earlier on in the month as well. But the one earlier on in the month was actually bigger than this. They estimated it to be worth 120 million of Class A drugs, but this was heroin and also morphine. 1,196 kilos of it. They found this on a ship, Semperwang, after it docked in the port of Felixstowe. We've covered Felixstowe many times on the channel and different stories relating to importations attempted there. The National Crime Agency developed intelligence on the 12th of September and knew that the drugs were going to be on the vessel. They docked in the UK and the ship was en route to Antwerp. The haul was worth £21 million as wholesale, and if they mixed it at street level, it could have gone up to 120 million. They said heroin is typically supplied via county lines, and this relies on the exploitation of children and vulnerable people to transport the drugs. The container was searched by officers with support of Border Force after it docked on Saturday the 12th of September. The drugs were hidden in bags of rice, and the seizure was one of the largest ever of heroin in the UK. Last year, as part of the NCA operations, nearly 1.3 tonnes and 398 kilos of heroin were seized in loads arriving at Felixstowe. They took the drugs off and returned it to the container and carried on to Antwerp, and when it docked in the Belgian port a couple of days later on the 15th, they kept surveillance with Dutch and Belgian law enforcement agencies. The container was driven by a lorry to a warehouse in The Hague, the Netherlands, and upon arrival, officers moved in and arrested 3 people. The driver and 2 men involved in the unloading as well. As they was arrested, a man aged 45 suspected of being the UK part of the organised crime group was arrested on the M40 by Thames Valley Police. He was released on bail shortly after. The seizure and the arrest are part of a strong partnership with European law enforcement agencies to combat the importation of drugs. And Nikki Holland, the Director of Investigations at NCA, said this is again a massive seizure and it has denied an organisation tens of millions of pounds in profit. And it is the result of target intelligence-led investigations carried out by the NCA and international and UK partners. They know there are lots of drugs coming into the UK and they are working through county lines. It's a violent competition between rival organised crime groups that battle for the production and supply of Class A drugs. So these are some absolutely massive seizures, some of the biggest in UK history. And the second one, I'm not sure if it's connected to Encrochat, but the first one definitely was. So this story is always developing and it seems to be getting more and more complex every single week. Bigger seizures, bigger cases, bigger arrests. So I'm sure this is not going to be the last time that we talk about Encrochat. I really want to hear what people have to say in the comments. Please don't forget to like the video as well. It really does help support the channel. And follow us on social media as well as Scarcity Studios. Thank you for joining me and I'll be back again very shortly with some more news. Peace.